Greetings and welcome to Pop Culture Beasts Halloween Horror Picks. I'm your host, Ryan Stockstead, and today's episode is brought to you by The Horror Word with Shane and Purd, a new web series by Shane Saw of the industrial noise bands Waste and Vuxnut, and filmmaker and makeup effects artist Bryan Purdy. Their new show is devoted to all things horror, so check out their YouTube channel and subscribe for the latest episodes. Today we're going to talk about a 70s nature run-amok horror movie that rips off Jaws and still manages to kick ass.
It happened once. It could happen again. It could happen where you live. Will you be ready for dogs?
Dogs, 1976. It's basically Jaws on land with a bunch of dogs instead of a shark. But as rip-offs go, I think it's actually quite good. Dogs was directed by Burt Brinckerhoff and written by O'Brien Tomalin. They would also collaborate on the heroin smuggling actioner Acapulco Gold, starring Marjo Gortner. The film stars David McCallum, who is best known to television fans for his starring roles on The Man from U.N.C.L.E. and NCIS. As a result of his breakout success in The Man from U.N.C.L.E., McCallum made a lot of spy, espionage, and war movies over the years. But his horror output includes She Waits, Frankenstein the True Story, Watcher in the Woods, and Jim Wynorski's The Haunting of Morella. Dogs also features George Wyner, Eric Server, Linda Gray, and Sandra McCabe. The plot basically concerns the students and faculty of a secluded California university who find themselves under siege when domesticated dogs suddenly and mysteriously begin to pack and kill. David McCallum plays Harlan Thompson, a research scientist who's probably too smart for his own good. He's definitely smarter than most everyone around him, including his students, his girlfriend, his colleagues, and his boss. Unfortunately, he doesn't suffer fools easily.
You know, when I was recruited to come to this place, it was described to me as intellectually stimulating and a haven for concentration. Look at them. My colleagues. Sometimes they frighten me.
All of this makes him just a wonderful character. He's sort of a misanthrope who spends much of the movie brooding and throwing back beers, and occasionally snapping at people that he has to put up with. Early in the movie, he's asked by the sheriff to help investigate a spate of cattle mutilations at a nearby ranch. It's assumed they're dealing with some kind of animal attack, only Harlan can't make sense of the evidence.
Well, it's not coyotes.
Wolves, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Funny though.
What?
The bite radii are inconsistent. The size of the mouth. Some of them are bigger than others.
Maybe a whole pack of them. Or a family.
It isn't long before people start getting killed, so Harlan brings in another scientist, Michael, played by George Wyner, and the two put their brainy heads together to try to solve the mystery. Michael's specialty is pheromones.
Sir? Yes. Would you give us a definition for pheromones, please?
Yes. A specific chemical substance produced by an organism which, when released externally, causes a change in behavior of another organism of the same species.
He and Harlan quickly begin to speculate that some pheromone-like trigger is causing ordinary domesticated dogs to group together for some common purpose, a purpose that includes attacking and killing the local citizenry.
You know I'm the last one to speculate. But I'm pretty sure these attacks were made by dogs.
Well, if it's wild dogs, why are we going through all this?
I'm not so sure they're wild. This is a hell of a way to prove your theory, but I think something is causing domestic dogs to pack and attack people.
Meanwhile, everyone in the movie keeps talking about this super secret government-funded research involving a newly operational linear accelerator. Maybe that's what's causing the dogs to attack.
that the famous linear accelerator?
Yeah, that's it.
I'd like to visit that sometime.
You won't find that so easy. They spend more money over there on security than they do on research. What's so secret about a linear accelerator? Trouble is, they're all paranoid. It's what happens when you get IQs of 200 and the mentalities of 9-year-olds.
What do they do with you when it comes time to raise funds around here?
They lock me in a closet.
One of my favorite things about this movie is that the main characters are basically nerds. They solve their problems through an intellectual rather than a physical approach. And in fact, they're no good with guns or any other methods that people typically use when defeating monsters in horror movies. They behave like scientists and they talk like scientists.
What about the short chain olfactic compounds elaborated in female monkeys?
It makes for entertaining viewing, and it reminds me of some other horror movies with smart main characters such as Phase 4 and Altered States. Like all good 70s horror movies, Dogs is nihilistic as hell. And a case can be made that it isn't just a killer dog movie, that it's actually about the quagmire in Vietnam, student unrest, anti-war movement fatigue, or something. At the time Dogs was made, the Vietnam War had just ended, and Watergate and Nixon's resignation were still fresh in everyone's minds. Dogs is definitely a movie that embraces chaos and uncertainty without offering easy answers or solutions. Check out George Wyner's character, possibly the single most ineffectual hero I've ever seen in a movie. He's intelligent and well-meaning, but everything he tries goes very, very badly. Dogs is an imperfect but fascinating movie that manages to rise above its silly premise to deliver some seriously bleak horror. If you can get past the film's somewhat laughable when dogs attack plot, there's a lot left over that's interesting, challenging, and rewarding. Sure, you can watch it to laugh at it, but I think Dogs is mostly very good. Dogs was released in 2014 by Scorpion Releasing on DVD and Blu-ray. And whatever format you choose, this is the version you want to get. It's a brand new 16:9 anamorphic master from the original Vault negatives, and includes a bunch of special features, including a featurette with interviews from the cast and crew. This is definitely the version that you want to pick up. Thanks for watching Pop Culture Beast's Halloween Horror Picks. I'm your host, Ryan Stockstead. Be sure to come back on Wednesday when we reveal the Viewer's Choice episode. And be sure to like Halloween Horror Picks on Facebook and subscribe for the latest episodes right here on the Pop Culture Beast YouTube channel. Thanks again for watching. Watch horror movies. I'll see you next time.